Welcome to Knit One Pew Pew. We are a cozy, nerdy knitting podcast. Guys, I've done 10 of these.
We are a cozy, nerdy knitting podcast.
Yes. And we like to cozily knit while we podcast.
Yes.
Welcome to Knit One Pew Pew. We are a cozy, nerdy knitting podcast where needles click and fandoms collide. Right now, there is so much good stuff in theaters. Mom told us in the last episode we are just an abundance of riches, and it's absolutely true. So we wanted to take two big movies that have separate fandoms and kind of compare them and talk about them. And then, you know, maybe at the end we'll do a little who would win if they were to actually go head to head. We'll see. But before we do that, I'm Belle. And today, I am putting my knitting so far away. I am finishing up. See, this is how I do it so I don't lose my needles.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
I love it. I love those little things. I am finishing up the head of the bear for the doll, and I have all the body parts.
Yay!
And I did find out last night, after I finished the leg, that the first leg I knitted was too short and I didn't count correctly. So, you know, we all learn. It does. I'm just glad I caught it before he had one leg where he'd need like a serious platform shoe to make it work.
Or you could make him one of those skate things that they use after knee surgeries. You know?
I love that. That feels like it would be a lot more knitting work. I'm
No,
not gonna
just make one out of wood.
Okay, go ahead, Mom.
I'm Mom, and today I am going to be crocheting something, but I had knit it first. I've fallen down this I-cord rabbit hole. I bought a Kato I-cord knitter, and it does it itself. So I can knit a whole skein of yarn in about 20 minutes. So this is knit I-cord that I did on the machine, and I've been making these little hot mug rugs from all different colors and
I'm very excited for Christmas.
and so I will be crocheting some of those today, but keep in mind I did knit them beforehand. I got the pattern from Koala Knits and Knacks on YouTube, but I was looking for the episode this morning, and for the love of life, I couldn't find it. So, but she is very good, and I would highly recommend her and the I-cord knitting machine, the Kato.
I will hunt it down.
It's a little expensive, but it's well worth the effort, because I've done scores now of skeins through this machine, and I would be still working on the first 10, I think, if I would do it the manual way. So anyway.
So can I-cord only be knitted with yarn, or can you knit like other things? Like sometimes you can knit plastic to get like, I went down a multiple use of materials rabbit hole last night instead of sleeping.
Well, I mean, you can use string, you can use jute, you could use kite string, you know, like cotton twill twine.
I don't think you could put it through Mom's machine, but you could I-cord things like, I think one of the things you're talking about is like those things where they take 2-liter bottles and they shred them into the thin. You could do that, but you'd have to do it with knitting needles, because I think it would jam the machine. But you could do it with the knitting needles.
And you probably could do it with, I didn't bring it up here today, but I'm knitting a rug with an I-cord, and it's a I-cord. We'll put a link in the description, but I got it on Amazon, and it's a bigger version of the one that you used to make as kids with the knit spool of thread spool and little nails on the top, and you went around and it made a little bracelet-y thing. I have a big version of that, which I'm have several strands together, and I'm doing the I-cord that way. So you could do that with the plastic.
Awesome. It kind of, the way it looks when when Leona was young, she used to make those rubber band bracelets with the
the loom band thing.
Yeah, it has that look. I mean, much softer, and it won't hurt when it snaps. But yeah, that's very cool, Mom.
Yeah,
That's it.
Oh, and by the way, this Kato I-cord knitter, whereas most of the ones that you find that are crank manual ones, they can only do like fingering weight yarns. They really can't do like the worsted weight and stuff. With this Kato one, you can actually do up to size 5 yarn. That's the size up above worsted.
I was
And
gonna say that's almost fiber, isn't it?
no, it's. I mean, it's these.
It looks great.
But so these are. I'm making hot. Mats, to put your pots on that, after you've, or put the hot dishes on your table, so they come all kinds
That's
of
what I'm
different
gonna use the one Mom
colors.
made for me for.
And
I put in my color
but you
request
can make
for
the
Christmas.
small ones, and then the medium ones, and then the slightly larger. So
I-
depending on the size of the yarn.
Yeah, I asked for one specifically that goes with my tablecloth.
So I forgot to mention those.
So my grandma Jay, my father's mother, back in the day.
See, I don't think I ever met her.
No, we weren't as close as I was with my grandma G, but my grandma Jay, she knitted these blue and white pot holders, and they have lasted my mother's marriage and my marriage. And then I'll go to Walmart and pick one up for some reason, like, ooh, it's got a duck on it, I like it. I'm not a duck person, I just thought it was a funny duck, and they last maybe 2 years. And then they get burnt. And the ones that were, and it's very, like, it feels almost like kite string kind of thickness.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a little thicker, it's a little more sturdy than yarn. But they last forever. But I think they've got maybe one more wash in them.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, but they're
That's a
good for
shame.
the time. So I'm looking forward to hopefully getting some pot holders for Christmas from Mom.
Oh yeah, you're definitely doing that.
May.
But I love it.
I mean, it could be your birthday. Let's face it.
You do these very quickly, yeah.
I'm Loyle, and it seems like I've been knitting on this sock for a long time, and it's because I've really only been knitting it while we're recording. I've been knitting other things, but like it's so easy to knit a sock while recording that I don't have to think as much about. So these are the same socks by the same hand dyer on Etsy. They're still from the New York sock collection from Knitting Expat. I mean, it's all the same sock, and it's still for my friend. But I've only really been doing it for this.
For the hour and a half we record once a week.
Yeah.
And then we had a huge break in the middle because I moved. So yeah.
Yeah. So that's basically the only. So that's why. I mean, it is longer than the last time you saw it, barely.
Happens to me all the time.
I was going to say something, Liz, is that I'm with you on the easier projects while we're talking because, I was working on that double knitting and it got there.
Well, that's the thing is that I was knitting that ram face.
Yeah.
For that, and at one point, I just had to put it down.
Yeah, it has a lot of increases. That's what I'm working on now.
And the face also has increases and decreases within the white section, the brown section. And I can do the bobble section because I'm so far into the head now. I can do the bobble without thinking about it. But the making sure to count. I mean, you can see in the last video. I'm sure. I know you can because I edited the video, but you can see me making sure, and I keep recounting. And it's just not. It's not the easiest thing to do while talking.
Yeah, I agree. So.
And when we were filming our Knit in Public Day video that's going up tomorrow on the day we're taping this, I dropped mine and I didn't want to. So I just sat there.
Yeah, no, I didn't drop it, but at one point I just set it down and I talked freely with my hands and
Mom, what did I do here?
Oh,
Does that look weird? Or am I just been staring at my knitting too long?
Both are possible.
Because I can get another set of needles and just knit a square. I'm great at squares.
Did you just purl?
Yeah. Doesn't that look weird, though? Am I losing it?
No, because...
Okay, I'm crazy.
No.
This one just looks like it's in the back of that one.
It looks like you might have... No, it's not. It was just stretched.
The audacity of my yarn to play with me.
It's just stretched from the angle.
I will say that this podcast has definitely improved my knitting. I have gotten much more confident. Not just in doing it, I'm faster, but in being oh, I know how to take this out. No, I'm not going to start over. That used to be my technique.
You learn so much more from the mistakes in unknitting.
Yes.
I mean, I may have said that in a previous episode. I don't remember, but I absolutely the two things that have taught me the most about knitting was one when I knit a kilt out of sock yarn, which is insane. Don't do it. I mean, it's a nice pattern if you want to do it. It's from the knit together. What's her face?
Knit two together.
Knit two together, and it's
comedian.
Oh, I know. I actually met her in London.
I'm trying to think of her name.
The Simpsons came from her show.
Yeah, and I just read her name yesterday because I was reading about the Simpsons.
Yeah.
Because I was looking up the artists and how their ages, the
Yeah.
voiceover artists. I just almost had it.
Yeah. Losing my mind.
I don't know.
Tracy Ullman.
Yeah,
Jeez
Tracy, yeah.
Louise.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's funny.
I met Tracy Ullman very briefly at press night for the opening of Reasons to Be Pretty in London. So.
That's very cool.
That was starring Billie Piper from Doctor Who fame. I know she's got a lot of other stuff she's famous for, but in our family, she's famous for
she's lovely, by the way.
Yeah.
So down to earth, like you couldn't be nervous talking to her if you wanted to. Like, she's just really lovely.
That's fantastic. Billie Piper was Rose, right?
Yeah, I didn't tell her I was a Whovian. That's the only. I was reluctant because in the way we were talking, we were colleagues. Mm-hmm. But if I mentioned that I was Whovian, I didn't want to become like actress and fan.
Fair.
You know what I mean? I didn't want to shift that kind of relationship. But I never told her.
It is so cool. That's the cool part about your job, Liz, is that you get to meet people who you're like, I appreciate your art.
I was also told that I should have told Tracy Ullman about knitting the kilts because she's very proud of her knitting patterns. Yeah, she wrote it with somebody else whose name I can't remember.
That's very cool.
Yeah, it's cool because the cover, they knit a sweater for two people to wear at the same time.
Yeah.
So.
But if you like Would I Lie to You, they actually show two people wearing a sweater like that.
I will say, having done all the parts on this doll, I understand more how to make a 3D shape out of this.
Oh, I totally forgot why I was telling this story.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
One of the things was the kilt, and that was because you had to knit forever, and it was in the round, so it was a knit forever. And it really made my gauge incredibly even because I just had to knit and knit and knit and knit. And the other one was the color work bag with K9 on it because it's so precise. I kept having to unknit and reknit and unknit and reknit. And it really shows you what's happening with the stitches.
Yeah.
And it makes it so much easier to diagnose when there's an actual problem. Mistakes are the best learned.
Yeah, and I will say also, my tension's getting there. My gauge is getting there. I have, you can tell in the beginning, I'm like, this is easy. And then I relax and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So the legs are a little wobbly, but you know what? It's my first doll. I think it was a very ambitious project for my first one, so I'm happy with it.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's okay. My first project that I made on needles was a shrug that Loyle has. Loyle has this shrug, and it was knit with very small needles so that I didn't have to use double pointed. So I used like 9-inch needles, I think.
Those are small.
9-inch round, yeah.
Round, yeah.
So small.
And it was knit from the sleeve, and then you were knitting in the round, and then you had to knit back and forth. And then you had to knit the round again because it's a turtleneck, and then you knit the rest of it. And that was my first. Yeah.
Yeah, and because my brain is very spatial, and Liz originally taught me how to do clothing pattern. We kind of learned together, and then she went way beyond, so I could be like, how do I fix this problem? I look at all the techniques I'm learning making these dolls, and I'm like, oh, so if I did this like less, I could kind of get something like this, or I could get to a point. And it's just, it's very pleasant to see it all come together. I'm really looking forward to stuffing this bear and being like, ta-da! I might have to make you a friend, though.
You're still going to have to make the clothes.
Yeah, I'm not the clothes.
Yeah, exactly.
But you'll learn a lot from that because those patterns have a lot of different techniques involved.
Yeah, I've learned so many new things. It's been a great learning curve, and it's helped with the stress, too, on we're moving. So in a process of 3 months, we moved 4 people. And I don't mean all at once. My daughter moved out. My eldest moved into a house. My son moved with us to our new house, and we just recently got my sister moved into Texas. She's here now. I think Mom just has a magnet, and
it's love. That's what it is.
The magnet is love. People are like, oh, I can feel taken care of and
supported.
And yeah, it's great. It's fantastic, and
it's all God.
Yeah, well. He chooses his servants well. So her brother couldn't come out. I'm probably going to cut this part, but her brother couldn't come out, so his friend Mike came out, and I think we've convinced Mike to come to Texas.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yes, he's like, that house of your godmother is just, oh. I'm like, he goes, I looked at it and I'm like, whatever we're picking up here is going to be heavy. And it was.
Yeah.
I hadn't helped them load it in the truck. When I unloaded, I'm like, oh, this is hefty.
It is a big table.
But, oh, I love it. I can seat all the kids at it and it'll be
It
perfect.
is, and it holds plenty of food. It's a good table. It's a
Yeah.
good table. It was too big for our room.
Oh, and my mother was thrilled that there were pads. She's like, oh.
Oh, yeah. And you're missing some.
Yeah, I don't have them for the leaves.
Yeah, we've got them.
I will take them today when I go.
Yeah.
All right, anyways, so back to He-Man. Awesome. All right, so we are going to talk about today He-Man, Masters of the Universe. I think it's actually just Masters of the Universe, and I keep putting He-Man in front of it. He-Man's toys, they started as a toy brand, Masters of the Universe, in 1982. And the idea was kind of originally Conan the Barbarian meets Star Wars. The first animated series came a year later, and then down the road, it taught us things like what's the mythology behind Masters of the Universe, and it gave us the power of Grayskull. I have the power.
Yes.
And then in 87, they had their first live action movie with Dolph Lundgren, which I went and watched a few clips online. It is very 1987.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And you saw his cameo in the movie, right?
Yes, it was so sweet.
Yeah, it was.
I loved it. I was like, it's Dolph Lundgren. It's kind of one of those things where you're like, yes, let's acknowledge the people who played these superheroes
Good
first.
journey.
Well,
Yeah.
I think that they learned that well from Marvel,
Oh, yeah.
who made nods like that.
Well, yeah, like,
and we loved it.
Yeah.
like having the original Hulk from the TV series.
Yeah, as the security guard.
Yeah.
Well, and I think it also shows the respect for the material,
Mm-hmm.
or at least for the history of the material. Because some material doesn't deserve as much respect as it. I mean, once again, I know we talked about She-Ra before, but like it's apart from her being an excellent role model, it's really awful. But He-Man was better, admitted. I mean, you didn't watch He-Man, but He-Man was better structurally than She-Ra was. But
I think
it was full cheese, though.
I think it was like, oh, we've marketed to boys, let's market to girls. How do we do that? A lot of...
And I
Yeah.
think they did a good... I mean, obviously, it was hugely popular. They
Yeah.
obviously did a great job,
It just didn't hold up
into
over
girls.
time.
It just, was only a show that little kids could watch.
Yeah.
It wasn't a show that you can go back and be like, oh, wow, look at the value. I'm like, I see the value, but not in the actual, like, storytelling.
So in the 90s and 2000s, they did a couple reboots. The 2002 animated series is considered like the definitive best version.
I've never seen it.
I haven't seen it either.
I watched a few clips. It stays true, but it is actually it's a little more elevated for the audience. Like, because we're going to talk about audience later, but I think they sometimes pitch to kids, but I think their
Yeah.
primary audience is white males over 35.
Well, I mean, I think that I think this film specifically, they were trying to do dual duty, I think, because they were definitely pandering to men my age and slightly older.
Yeah.
Absolutely pandering to them.
It was a lot.
And there was a great deal of, fan service, such as the fandom is. I mean, it was He-Man is not exactly, Star Wars.
No, it's not.
But they're like the junior high boy humor thrown in there and stuff, but I think, but yeah, so it's definitely meant for
Oh, yeah.
men our age or slightly older.
Oh, yes, definitely.
But I still watched it when I was a kid, so.
So when 2021 Netflix rebooted it, and that kind of got us to the point where we got this movie.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where we are now. Just some quick numbers so you guys know. The box office opening day did 11.75 million, which isn't bad for their demographic. And they did 29.3 million domestic. I couldn't find the global numbers yet. They might be out. If they are, it's here. And it cost about 170 to 200 million to make, mostly because of the talent and CGI. So, what were you guys expecting going into He-Man?
I was expecting what I got.
Oh,
A cheesy.
Yeah, pure cheese.
Yeah.
It had to be cheese.
yes.
And it was fun. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed it. I don't understand a lot of the criticism.
So, if they had put together an exquisitely crafted, hugely like big character arc journeys and stuff, and made this exquisitely crafted film, with these characters, it wouldn't have been He-Man.
Fair.
You can't do it. You can't do it. I mean, if there's a possibility that people who aren't familiar with the material could enjoy that film. But if you're making that film largely for people who watched it when they were kids, it wouldn't feel like a He-Man film. Like, you don't want... I wanted cheese. I wanted cheese, and I wanted... honestly, several things that we got was I wanted every now and again the shot to look like the cover of an 80s glam rock album.
And they nailed that.
They absolutely nailed that.
And
then I loved that they didn't lean so much into the cartoon mannerisms that much in the beginning, but at the end they had that super self-indulgent, laughing with their hands on their hips, and their hips were like like it was. I mean, they practically looked like the toys. It was so funny.
Wow.
And that's what I was looking for, you know. And yes, I could have done without all of the Fisto jokes, and a number of ball jokes and things.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't need that, but
again, who's the audience?
I was gonna say, I am not their specific demographic. Boys my age are their specific demographic, and so I mean, I thought it did what it needed to do. Was it brilliant? No, of course not. But for somebody who grew up watching it, it was fun, and I understood what they were doing with like all of the human resources stuff. They were really trying to like bring it into the like guys my age, kids now can relate to that kind of stuff.
Maybe.
And so bring it all together. Well, I mean, but I mean the whole idea that, you know, bringing all that like corporate speak and like that non-criticism speak and all those sorts of things, like bringing that around. I mean, that's stuff that Keegan would have grown up with.
Yeah, very true. Very, very true.
You know, and that's the kind of stuff that he would encounter, and that's people our age as kids. So, I think that was what they were going for, and whether or not they succeeded, that I don't know, because I'm not that person.
Fair.
But I understand what they were going for. He-Man, She-Ra is smart. He-Man isn't.
So I actually went with my David, who is the demographic this was
Oh,
for.
yes.
He had a great time.
I'm sure he did.
I was kind of expecting going in, so I did not watch He-Man. I didn't watch a whole lot of cartoons, in fact. I think I was thinking back on it, I think I've seen the animation of the By the Power of Grayscale piece.
Yeah.
And I've maybe watched 2 or 3 episodes, but I couldn't tell you what the storyline was. Right?
I mean, they were all very similar.
Yeah. Be a hero, not a villain.
Yeah.
But I was kind of expecting an action movie because of all the other things I'd seen that were fandoms, right? So
I see.
Godzilla, Marvel, DC.
Yeah.
I was sort of expecting them to do that. They were uninterested in that. They knew exactly who they were making this movie for.
Yeah.
So I went into it a little bit like, oh, okay, wow, this is a lot of this guy. Oh, and the Prince Adam character, you're right, not smart.
Well, I think also...
Yeah, but pretty.
But also, I think that it was... Yeah. Oh, also, okay. So, I guess it's time to address the elephant in the room.
Okay.
Who were they kidding? He didn't have those muscles under that shirt.
When
he raised his arm, you could see the bat wings of his muscles, and you're like, oh, you know, now he's puny now. What? Because he's covered his muscles in a shirt? Like, he doesn't look. He didn't look smaller.
The shoulders are a good 3 feet wide.
You know,
what
and
are
he
you
just like
talking about?
What's your advice for a new lifter? And just like, dude, you've got muscles on muscles.
What are you talking about?
Like, I don't care that they've covered your arms. We can still see them.
Yeah, all of us are.
Unless you were wearing a tent, I don't know how they were gonna hide. The fact that this guy was one of the muscliest men alive. Like,
they maybe should have spent less on the cat and more on the.
The cat. No, they needed the cat.
I loved the cat.
They needed
the cat. Seemed like the most reasonable character.
Yeah.
But he gets very little playtime. We do a lot with Skeletor's face.
But I'm glad we got to see those battle cat at the end.
Well, and honestly, I did
armor.
see a bit. I thought the fight with, this is massively spoilery thinking about it, but I did think that the fight with Skeletor had some duck season, wabbit season. Like that whole idea where like now his face is in another contorted position, and which is, I'm not down. I mean, duck season, wabbit season. I'm not actually sure what that that actually cartoon is called, but the one where Daffy's face, Bill gets all over his face.
Swivels around.
It's a great thing, and then but I think that it kind of combined that with the whole like 60s Batman. Pow! Zap!
Yes.
And
That's actually a really great way to describe these fight scenes.
Yeah.
I love a fight scene. There was not fight choreography here. There was fight animation. It was
hard.
It was hard.
The source material is cartoons and action figures.
Yeah.
And the idea of being able to make that without CGI is very difficult. I mean, the mecha neck. I mean, what physical thing are you going to do for mecha neck?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's actually not what I meant. Like, that seems reasonable. I don't also want a guy to wear a helmet and actually have to charge things. Please stay safe.
Yeah.
But it was more like while he's fighting Skeletor's face is animated. And then they pan to Adam, to He-Man's, and He-Man's face is animated. And I'm like, we couldn't get him to just pose like, Urgh. So it was... They could have saved money on animation, I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
although I thought that it's not the best example of it I've ever seen, but I did enjoy that when he's fighting like the horde of people, that he does things with their physiology.
Yes.
And I mean, I think they probably went a little bit too far with the Spike guy, but I do feel though that it was well imagined in the idea that you wouldn't just like go slashing and hitting these people. They have attributes that you can use against them. And I thought that was interestingly done. I wouldn't say it was like, brilliant, but once again, I don't know that if it would have been brilliant, I would have thought it matched.
I think since I was going in kind of expecting that level, this was meant to not be that.
Yeah.
Like, it wanted to give you that thing. I did think the funny part of the transformation sequence was they obviously CGI'd him skinny.
Yes.
Yeah, like,
and they show his muscles are just like, dude, nobody believes that's what he looked like under that shirt. Nobody believes that. You're fooling 0 people in this room.
Very, very true.
And then, like, all they have like, the the 2 female characters, like, oh, wow, he's got these big muscles now. I'm just like, you saw his muscles under his shirt before it happened. I don't know. Anyway, my suspension of disbelief was challenged in that regard.
I also had that problem where I'm like,
I think I did lean over to Mom and say, like, why are they pretending he's not the most muscliest man who ever lived?
Yeah. It was a bit too far of a reach for me.
Well,
it's like,
I mean, he's not Hemsworth.
No.
Yeah,
but in the context of this world, he's the muscliest guy there, with the exception of the ridiculous. I don't know what was going on with Skeletor's abs. I don't know what's going. I mean, it looked like he was quilted.
It did, like those puff quilts.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. It's just
I
like,
have a pillow that's
why?
almost those colors.
What? Okay.
What was the thought process here?
Yeah.
We did like the movie, guys.
No, I did not.
And it had.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh, you didn't like
and
it.
it had to be.
So bad.
And it had to. Like I said, I think that what we're talking about here, which would some of it, would definitely be critiques, were necessary ridiculousness things for a modern telling of a very 80s property.
I think, again, I didn't like it because I wasn't familiar with it. So I was like, this whole scene with his dad, there's no connection. I don't care. I want to nap.
I don't remember the dad in the
I don't
show.
either.
Yeah. Was he there?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I'd have to watch it again.
Honestly, his whole, like, pretend, like, I didn't buy his, like, oh yeah, I was trying to make you strong. And it was just like, you didn't even look back at your son as you swaggered away, you jerk.
Yeah, he was kind of a...
I know. Loyle was sitting next to me in the theater, and during that whole scene, I hear her going, like, she was not buying it.
I will say, Idris Elba, though, was a great dad to Prince Adam.
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, and I mean, although I gotta say, I feel every time I see him in something, I just feel like
He is very good.
What a good, like you believed him in his heyday at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
You believe his defeat, and you believe his drunkenness, and it's
and you believe his redemption.
yeah, it's hard to pull off that big of an arc in as minimal scene time as he had for that arc. But I mean, what other
the
scene
only
time?
plot in the movie.
But also, what other scene time would they have given him? Because they need to set up the conflict with Skeletor. And honestly, I was actually talking about this with Mom as well. Like, the idea, like, you couldn't have started the film the way the show was with He-Man already He-Man in his world with all his friends, because the conflict could only be an episode like the TV show. It would never have been this big epic thing,
Yeah.
And so you needed it to be sort of a weird origin story. Him being free with that to every person on Earth was an odd, but I mean, they were trying to make him awkward. They were trying to make him,
They succeeded.
Oh yeah.
I will say, my favorite difference between Prince Adam and He-Man was the perm that came with He-Man. Muscles apparently also make your hair curly. I will say my favorite part of this movie that made it kind of tolerable for me was Man-at-Arms, Idris Elba's storyline. I'm like, I care about this person. If Skeletor had defeated Prince Adam, I'm not positive. I would have been like, that seems reasonable. And then
the thing though is that I think that it makes a lot of sense for him to absolutely beat the heck out of Skeletor, because Skeletor, I mean, you don't know why he's become the head of all these people, but all he does is tell people what to do, and so I think it's completely fair that he gets his jaw handed to him.
I do appreciate that they were like, oh, he doesn't need a tragic backstory. He's like, I'm just evil. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and he didn't use evil. He did say he's the bad, the villain or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, there isn't. That's the thing is that it would, and I know this is what they're going for, but every time he tried to walk up to evil and talk it out, you're just like, do you know what film you're in? But that's the thing is that he didn't.
No.
And that was more interesting than if he did, I think.
Very true. Yeah.
If he had just been like having to find his inner strength, that would have been a thing. But like this whole idea that no, the fact that you're not the strongest person in the room, the fact that you want to protect the weakest person in the room, that is the strength. And I thought, I mean, it wasn't a first super well developed theme, but I thought it was a much better thing to go for than just like, oh well, I've got to find my confidence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I have to navigate myself in this world without being who I am.
Yeah.
And that's valid.
I will say overall the movie, it's not bad, but I did kind of I went with David and he was like, this was fun. This was a great romp. I enjoyed it. This was meant for me. We'll talk about it later. But he goes, I don't think I'd ever realized the ridiculousness of the names. He goes, He-Man? He-Man.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah.
Well, but I will say that by then, because this was a thing in the in decades earlier, that a big strong man is a real He-Man. Like seriously, that was an expression.
Oh, okay.
So it's not like it came out of nowhere. Now but it makes a heck of a lot more sense that all those names
were made by a 7-year-old.
Were made by a 10-year-old kid,
remembering
his childhood.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that I was like, you can kind of forgive these. The jokes were they weren't funny. But
Ram Man and all that stuff.
They were on par for the rest of the movie. The magical transformation when they're all in the sail. Magical transformation is the wrong word. The insta flip to we can do this. I'm like, a little more talking. Nope. Okay. It's a war room. It's a war seminar.
Well, I think the other thing though is that I think that with the direction he was going in, there's not much more he could have said that joke was done by then.
Hopefully, yeah.
But I do think, so Man-at-Arms, I do like, they never allude to it, but it's very clear that, like the toy, he's basically hollowed himself out to make more room for guns. Because they had them, like, coming out of his legs and all this stuff. And the toy is like that. Like, every part of his body flips out to be guns.
Yeah.
And, because he's basically arms. Man-at-Arms, but he's just the arms, right?
Yeah.
And, I think that they did a good job of showing that without making it like, creepy. Hey, look, he's, he no longer has a thigh. Like, that sort of thing.
I never thought of it that way. I was just like, oh, well, like also,
you didn't see the toy.
Disbelief. Yeah, that's part of it. What do you got about you, Mom? What was your favorite parts? Likes and dislikes.
Oh, gosh. Well, I like I said, I liked the cheesiness of it. It reminded me of the cartoons, because I used to watch the cartoons with the kids.
I don't know how you put up with it.
Well, it was better than She-Ra.
Yeah, that's true. Poor She-Ra.
And She-Ra, I mostly have vanished from my mind, because I don't remember a ton about her series. But I watched all the stuff with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Ghostbusters.
Oh man, she was a big fan of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I love
Don't give me that.
No. I said that's one of the joys of having children, is that you get to enjoy stuff and not feel silly about it. And now when you get older, then you don't care. So.
Yeah, there's a flip in there where you're like, I'll just watch it.
Yeah.
I went back and watched Darkwing Duck after the Saturday morning cartoons episode.
I love
Darkwing Duck was
so
great.
Good. Yes.
He's so much fun. But I mean, that is a big difference though, because that is a late 80s, early 90s cartoon.
Yeah.
Rather than being an 80s cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a definite tonal difference. Like you get a much different thing, your early stuff with your He-Man and your Thundercats and all that stuff has a very different tone to it than the jokiness of that late 80s, early 90s cartoon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so favorite parts.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Apart from just the cheese.
It was beyond campy. It was definitely cheesy.
I like campy.
I like campy too. I was just like, oh.
That wasn't what you were looking for.
Yeah.
But okay, that head of HR.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I've met her.
Oh, I bet her.
Really?
I mean, that kind of character.
you've met the HR lady?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Can't you speak English?
Yeah.
Can't you have a real emotion once?
No. I thought she was a more accurate representation of an HR professional than Adam was.
Yeah.
I think he actually took the lessons from HR and wasn't just protecting the corporation. I appreciated that.
Yeah.
There were a couple, in-jokes with people who have worked with HR to help them market for new employees and deal with conflicts and stuff where you're like, the real bad guy is HR. But I thought she was so she got that perfect.
Yeah. She did.
And
she really did.
I think she's SNL. I think she's SNL.
Oh,
I don't know.
Yeah, I think
about
she's
it.
on SNL.
I don't watch that sort of.
I'll fix it I've seen her in clips. That's how I know. And she's good on SNL, but this was something I'd never seen before, and I was just like, "This is great."
I don't know, but she hit the nail on the head.
with most of that actors and actresses in this movie.
So Evelyn is Allison Brie from Community.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay,
I saw the
alright.
first season of
Yeah,
Community.
me too.
Tila was Vanessa on Riverdale.
Never saw
Never
that.
saw that.
Cannot remember who Skeletor is.
Oh, yeah, but that's Jared Leno, right?
Jared Leto.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go.
And he was great. He did
He did an excellent
He
Skeletor.
knew the brief.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny, especially since they're apart from Evelyn, basically the two villains who talk first.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that Skeletor and I can't remember his name, the sort of
Triclops?
saber-tooth guy, Wolfie.
The one that goes to Earth
Dude,
to get
yeah.
them.
Both of them had British accents, and I was like, so we're going for the shorthand for evil being the British accent that Americans like to do. Just like the British for a long time, German was shorthand for for the villain. So that was funny that they went for that.
What didn't you like? Besides Adam so obviously being fit.
Oh, well, I just not didn't like it. Just thought, like Loyle said, who are they fooling?
Yeah,
Yeah, it
the
takes you
suspension of disbelief is not there.
Yeah, I'll believe a talking cat and space travel, but that man has muscles, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I need us to all be able to agree with our eyes the things that
Yeah.
happen. I will say, like, I thought the father was completely unnecessary. He didn't seem to improve the plot.
And honestly, I feel like Adam was already getting beat up by Man-at-Arms, like, as far as emotionally. And was that all that
it wasn't even
helpful?
All that bad. Oh, okay.
I think my biggest thing, the thing that I didn't enjoy, is a thing that I think that starting to compare, I think that Mandalorian did that they didn't, is the CGI had no prop foundation.
And that was a very hard part for me too. Yeah.
And so it makes stakes seem less high. It just, like, it having clearly nothing physically there just makes it more difficult to identify with things. And I'm not saying that it ruined the movie for me, but we're talking about things that I didn't like.
Yeah.
I didn't like that there clearly was for things never a model.
I firmly think maybe I should have seen He-Man first and then gone back and watched Mandalorian.
Like, if they had both for the small one and the big one of the cat, if they had a physical head, that they could put the expression on, whatever, but if they had a physical head that they could be over, they could be around, it would have elevated those scenes for me tenfold.
They were so obviously not acting to anything.
That's probably my biggest complaint about it, is that they put too much of it in the world of CGI, not enough in a world that we can grasp and relate to. However, I will say one thing we haven't talked about at all that I thought was great, was I did think they did a lovely job when you're, especially like in the forest of Eternia and stuff, of giving it that ridiculous 80s color scheme.
It was when I looked at it, I thought something along those lines. I'm like, oh, they stayed true to the comic.
Yeah, well, it really reminded me of things at the time. It reminded me a lot of Lisa Frank and stuff. Like, it really hit the nostalgia for me.
Yeah.
To have those colors there. That and the 80s album cover, glam rock album cover things were definitely things that were just like, these are things I recall. These are things that I remember.
I also thought the soundtrack on this was pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah,
well, they did Boys Don't Cry, but never did the chorus, so that you had to know that it was Boys Don't Cry.
Yeah. I was like...
And then Brian May doing the guitar licks for the He-Man, music, so that was great.
I will say, in comparison to other movies based on toys, and more specifically Battleship and G.I. Joe, this is better. I mean...
Yeah.
It's...
What are the two you can...
Battleship with Rihanna and the G.I. Joe movies, which are somehow racist.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're not great. I'm going to take that back. No, I'm not. It's not fun. It's not fun. You're like,
do you want to go with racially insensitive, or...
Yeah, let's go with racially insensitive. That sounds better. Because it's not like they sit there and use slurs or anything, but it's like, oh, we're very much going to shove these people into this box whether they want it or not.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see. I think, though, that He-Man had the advantage... I mean, we'll leave Battleship out of it because that was a game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That wasn't a television show. But I think that He-Man has more interesting and memorable characters than G.I. Joe. And I remember Cobra Commander and various things, but nothing like the amount of people I remember from He-Man.
And they leaned into the cheese. And I think that G.I. Joe also had it and didn't. Like, you have to honor that when you were created, this was a different time, and it's funny now.
Well, honestly, I've only seen clips of it, but Futurama did a better version of it in their Saturday morning family fun bag than the film did. So, I mean, I didn't see the full film, but from the clips I've seen, the send up that Futurama did was better.
Nice. All right, so let's talk about Mandalorian after I finish this stitch.